Well, in response to what we're seeing, record inflation, Iowa Senator Chuck Grassley has introduced the Family and Community Inflation Relief Act. The hope here is that it's going to help Americans struggling to afford everyday expenses. And the senator now joins us from the Capitol. Senator, good to have you here on the program. Welcome. And what you want to do here is to tie inflation to some of these tax credits, in particular the child tax credit. Say, hey, if inflation goes up, then your tax credit dollars should go up as well. Is that the general idea, and can this work?
Finally, there is a bill that is going to help tackle inflation and give money to residents. Guys, this video is loaded with information you don't want to miss. Hey, what is up YouTube? Welcome back to another show where we do a ton of giveaways on this channel, like $250 for 2 lucky subscribers. All you gotta do is be subscribed. But wait, there's more. We're giving away a $100 Visa gift card here next month for 1 lucky subscriber. All you gotta do is smash that like button and comment the word Visa gift card. Guys, I've been making some super long videos where we talk about politics, inflation, stimulus checks, things that are happening in this country, and yet we know that many people on a fixed income, low income, they need more money. And so what is the Congress doing to help families with inflation? Well, guys, there's a new bill that is being passed to give money to their residents. And yet I've got all that information here in this video that will explain everything that's going on. Now, I know that I wish that Joe Biden would come on and hold a huge press conference and say that, hey, we're sending out new stimulus checks to everyone. Residents, you don't have to file taxes. If you need help, hey, here's some help. Here's some relief money, because we know it's hard out there. But no, that's not going to happen. In fact, there are many people who are saying we do not want Joe Biden to run again for president. In fact, many people are going for Donald Trump or a new Democratic person to run for president. Let us know who you would pick in the comments below. Now, guys, I had to ask this question. If you had to pick a president, then who would it be? And also, which state do you live in? So that way we know if your state is sending out a stimulus check. Guys, I found all the information concerning this new bill. What better to hear from than the actual people who are passing the bill, what it entails, who's going to be getting money, and how it all works. So guys, I've got this information here for you right now, so let's watch the video.
Spending more, but we probably didn't have to tell you that. A lot of people are feeling that, but there are numbers that back it up. In particular, spending about $493 more a month than they were spending last year on the same goods and services. That number comes to us from the financial services company Moody's Analytics. Well, in response to what we're seeing, record inflation, Iowa Senator Chuck Grassley has introduced the Family and Community Inflation Relief Act. The hope here is that it's going to help Americans struggling to afford everyday expenses. And the senator now joins us from the Capitol. Senator, good to have you here on the program. Welcome. And what you want to do here is to tie inflation to some of these tax credits, in particular the child tax credit. Say, hey, if inflation goes up, then your tax credit dollars should go up as well. Is that the general idea, and can this work?
You've got it exactly right, but I want to emphasize what you've already said, that I'm hearing from Iowa families about inflation, and you had a figure of something like $400 and some it's costing Iowa family, I think, is $670. But updating the income tax code to reflect this inflation is very important. We're doing it through indexing provisions of the tax code that haven't been indexed. Some of them have, and maybe why we didn't do it before is because when you have 10 years of 2% inflation, it's not much of a problem. But when we have 9% inflation now, these tax provisions that are supposed to help low-income and middle-income families are not updated, and they're going to be of little value with 9% inflation. So we're trying to touch some parts of the tax code with indexing so that it reflects the 9% inflation and still will benefit middle income and low income families.
And I know you're going after other tax credits as well, some education credits, but I mentioned the child tax credit, and a lot of Americans were helped last year with that expanded tax credit that allowed them to get payments, monthly payments from the summer until December. That did go away. But in your proposal, why did you not want to go that route and allow people to get monthly payments again for the child tax credit?
Yeah, okay, I'm glad to answer that, because we doubled the tax credit in the last tax bill, so that reflects the inflation we have now. Now, you may be asking a legitimate question. If this inflation continues for a long period of time, we may have to do that again, but right now I didn't think it was necessary.
And sir, of course, right now people need some relief just to keep the lights on, to put food on the table. But the idea of we're fighting inflation because people have more money to spend. Is there any concern or any feedback you're hearing, at least? And did you have some in putting this proposal together and giving people more money? They have more money than to spend, and then this will possibly continue this rise in inflation that we're seeing.
Well, we've got other pieces of the tax code that I'm trying to help with increasing savings, because we have incentives for savings, particularly for low income and middle income people, that is being hurt by their savings being reduced because of inflation. So we're affecting another part of the tax code through what I call the middle income savers provisions to encourage more savings and to not tax some of that savings as a result of it. That's kind of indirectly helping the question you asked me. It's not as direct as I think your question implied we should probably be helping.
Can you tell us as well, is one of your major hurdles here going to be how you want to pay for it? You want to extend the cap on that SALT deduction, the state and local tax deduction that many Democrats were against in the first place. Is that going to be one of your major hurdles?
Yeah. Well, it's a major hurdle with Democrats, but they don't want to deal with anything that deals with inflation because they don't want to admit that there is inflation. And it'd help if they would get into the real world on this. But I am extending the cap on state and local income tax deduction. But remember, if we were to do away with that, that would be helping the 5% of the richest people in the country anyway. So I think it's legitimate to keep that cap on and continue it, and then to pay for the bills that I've talked to you about, so that it doesn't increase the national debt.
Oh, well, certainly relief can't come soon enough to a lot of Americans. Like you said, the inflation now that is some 40-year high that we haven't seen. Senator Grassley, we really appreciate having you here on the program, and certainly good luck. We'll check in with you down the road, okay?
What I love is that people understand that there are needs need to be met in this country. Families are struggling just for the daily essentials. I'm not talking about vacation money. I'm not talking about buying a new car money or a house. I'm talking about the daily essentials, and they understand that people are struggling. So I'm glad that this bill is being passed because it's going to help millions of people out. So guys, let me know what you think about this bill. I'm going to be doing more videos on stimulus checks and who's going to be getting them and which states. For example, this $1,500 stimulus check is going out to these states, guys. Check this out. All of these states here highlighted is where they're going to be getting $1,500 checks. If you want more information on this, let me know down in the comments below and we will get that video going. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I wanted to make a shorter video today because I've been making such long ones, but thank you so much for watching. Don't forget about our huge giveaways, and until next time, I'm John Muro. Peace!